Okay, so I have been asked to do a presentation for the local Lions Club, and the topic is something about gymnastics. So I told them I will have a presentation about the history of gymnastics, but this is a very wide topic and I cannot cover it in an hour, so I need to narrow it down. And it's more like the history of movement, how movement developed in Western societies. Our society is a very dark picture I will be painting here. So have a good seat, maybe get some chips, will be a good show. I never did this presentation before, just put it together, so now I've tried for the first time, so there's two limitations. First, of course, I didn't do it before, and second is the English language. My mother tongue is German, I will do the presentation in German language, and I will not know a couple of words, so please take this into account. I will explain the presentation to my lovely girlfriend, Natalie.
I am here. Hi.
She will be sitting here next to me, and I will run the slides over there on my screen. So let's get started with the first slide. You see here a statue. This is from Poseidon or Zeus from Cap Artemision. Artemision is about 500 before Christ in Greek. They found it in a ship that was sunk, and was a hassle to recover it from the sunk ship, and one person died and they didn't get any other goods from there. So you can see here this guy is a bronze statue, almost 2 meters high. It's ancient Greek art. There's a lot to note about this man, his upright posture, and you can see the torso is quite well developed. It's like a cone. It's a very elegant posture. This man is at ease. He has a long neck, he has long sides. In German we call it Flanken. Die Flanken des Körpers. So it's the long side. You can see the breathing is very free. There's no restriction of breathing. And in his hand he was holding a spear or a javelin. And he was throwing this javelin. You can see the ease of posture, harmonics. I need to find a way to go to the next slide. Alright. Switch slide like this. I want to stay with Greeks, so this is an example of Greek sports. You know, they developed the Olympics. And also in this picture you can see he is very at ease. He has free breathing, a long neck. He is very elegant. And their focus was to be elegant, to express their movements through sports, through music, through performance in theater, and see the harmony in human movement and human behavior. I have another slide from Egypt. It's about 1500 before Christ, and you can see this worker woman. She is what is she doing? She's grinding corn, grinding some kind of grains. And her posture is also very at ease, very elegant. Strong hips, strong movement from the hips, and the breathing is free. That's how Dr. Schmidt describes this picture. Another picture from Egypt is they do rowing. And you can see also these people are very upright. They're not bent over, they have long necks, free breathing. It's very elegant. Another picture, King Ramses with his son hunting for deer. Is about 1300 before Christ. Also you can see the long shape of the body. Here is very, very long shape, the free neck. The gaze is very relaxed. The arms, shoulders are very free in posture. Here from Japan also. This is a goddess. You can see the upright posture. Free breathing. Next is Bodhisattva. This is from India. There's a Haltung königliche Anmut. This is how a king is sitting. And then there's one more a picture from Egypt also. This free and elegant posture. You have an example from Germany, Walter von der Vogelheide. Haltung aufrecht entspannt und voll atmen. It's about the breathing. It's free breathing, long neck, long relaxed posture. The shoulders are not restricting the movement of the chest. Next is how a king is sitting. Here is an Egyptian hieroglyph, das Zeichen für Millionen Jahre. So this means a million years. So this posture is a sign of good health. So I now come more, I switch from these ideals of the Greeks and the Egyptians, of these old ideals of posture, of being upright, of free breathing. I switch to real photographs. Here you have a swimmer. I don't know what is the year, something like 1930, 1940. And you can see this swimmer has very relaxed posture, very even body shape, a long neck, unrestricted movement. Here you have a bowsman, somebody shooting a bow is maybe from Africa, I don't know where its origin, but you can see it's the long side of the body. It's very elegant posture. The neck is very free to do his movement. One more example from Africa. You have these women carrying water, very upright. It's very elegant and it's very easy for them to carry. It looks easy because it's very aligned body figure, unrestricted breathing. Here you have Eric Lemming. He has 7 Olympic medals, 4 for javelin. You can see his very long body, very, very elegant breathing, free neck, free. Here you have a picture of a dancer. I just want to give you a sense of what to look for. Irmgard Barteniev, she's a student of Laban, and she's teaching dance and how to express yourself through dance. And you can see the neck is free, the movement is very unrestricted. So this was the last picture actually, and now I'm going into the topic how movement developed into our in recent years. So you have a group of girls from a gymnastics school at the beginning of their training. So they do this performance, and this is a book from Dr. Schmidt, and he says, look at the legs are cramped, the bellies are cramped, there's tension in the bellies, there's tension in the breathing, there's tension in the neck. It's not free elegance, it's just forced movement. So here I start to explain, we can see we're moving into a problem. So after they received training, and after the training you can see the movement is totally different. This looks very elegant. I have both pictures to compare them, before and after. After Dr. Schmidt writes, the legs are very, very slender, go very straight. The torso is free for breathing. It has long sides of the body. The neck is very elegant, is very gelöste, disziplinierte Gesamthaltung. Very elegant overall posture. So these girls need to have training to achieve this. It's not a natural thing anymore. This is what I want to say. It's not natural anymore to move free. You have to receive training to be able to move free. Here we have girls playing with the balls and the wheel. Also, they're from a gymnastics school, to align their movement with their breathing, to have the right posture for the shoulders, for the sides, for the back, for the lower back, and for the legs. This is from Medau school. Here's a picture playing with the ball. It's a very long, elegant shape. This is a picture from the Feldenkrais training, where it's about movement, about unrestricted movement, where people from our age, from now, they don't know how to move anymore in elegance and with free breathing and with long necks. So here we have a possibility. We have time and an arrangement to learn about movement again. So this is the last beautiful picture before we go into the dark part of the presentation. On the right you have the Olympic champion Yoshida. You can see he's sitting upright, very relaxed neck, relaxed breathing. And on the left side you have the sportsmen, other sportsmen. You can see they're not sitting upright anymore. When they have free time, when they're not in the competition, they sit with the neck constricted. They sit with rounded back. They don't have this elegant posture anymore. Here's a picture of a very famous man, Turnvater Jan, you know him?
No.
He introduced sports in Europe. In schools in Germany, he introduced sports. For him, it's the bar and the high bar is his invention. But he didn't introduce sports for the purpose of elegance and for movement, unrestricted breathing. He introduced sports in school to prepare the Germans to fight against the French, to win the war against Napoleon. This was the main purpose, it's a military purpose. The young people in school have to learn gymnastics to be prepared for the war. So this is a complete change of tone, a complete change of the ambition. We shift away from elegance and free expression of the human nature to a military purpose. Here we have another goofball. So this is Dr. Cooper. He's the inventor of aerobics. And here we have a big divide. The West started to focus on fitness, and fitness meaning cardiovascular fitness is only about the heart and performance. While the East still researched into movement patterns and how movement works actually, and that's why they had such high such great gains in sports and in gymnastics, in professional gymnastics, because they understood about gymnastics, while the West was only focused on cardiovascular fitness, on how to run up a mountain, how to go far, how to really put performance. And it wasn't anymore about breathing, it wasn't anymore about elegance, about harmony. This was completely erased from our Western societies. It's only about performance. So here we have back to the throwing, to the javelin. This is a German sportsman, English sportsman. He's quite famous, Ian Burns. He's not famous for his throwing, but he's famous for his doping. So you can see this is not free neck anymore. His face isn't elegance anymore. He's very restricted. Here we have an Olympic medal winner, Alexander Piatnitska, at the 2012 Olympic Sports. He won silver. You can see this is completely different than Poseidon. He has to have a support for his lower back. This is not unrestricted movement. This is like pushing the limits. This is like going hard. I'm sure Poseidon himself wouldn't be able to, I would guess Poseidon himself wouldn't be able to throw a spear as far as he's doing, because he's really pushing the limits. You have another image I took from a video. Here you cannot see any elegance anymore. This is like twisting and holding the breath and really abusing your body. I have one more example, the last example in sports. This is Jan Ullrich. This is how we love to see Jan Ullrich. This is our bicycle rider, and he's really pushed what's possible for humans. He shows us what is possible if you, from small age, if you put the effort, if you do all the drugs that are available, and if you do everything that's humanly possible to in performance and cardiovascular fitness. You can see there's no free neck anymore. His posture is crippled, and he's really going hard. That's what we love. This is our idol. We look up to this kind of people. We want to be like him. Talking about doping, if you think there's any sportsman anymore who doesn't do doping in the professional realm, so this would be dreaming a little bit. I have one picture here. Steroid use soars among young men. Steroid usage goes up. EPOH, human growth hormone, everything. It's more and more popular. This is where our society is heading to. It's not just for maximum performance, but also for reaching some strange ideals of how we should look like. For example, I put here a picture of Vince before and Vince after. This is the pictures you find on the internet. This is the shape a man has in the sports magazines, in the fashion magazines. This is our fashion to look like this. A real man has to look like this, and you cannot look like this with normal sports, with normal gymnastics. You have to use steroids, you have to abuse chemicals to get these body shapes. I have a couple of more examples how powerful steroids work. They have week 1 and week 8. This is what you can achieve in 16 weeks of steroid usage. You can go from a fat body shape to really well, it's not toned anymore. This is a muscular, manly body shape, and for this you need to use drugs. You need to use steroids. It's just most common. You have to go to Google and just to steroid usage and sport, and it's just up. The numbers are totally up. It's in fashion to use it. So you have this feeble guy transforming into what we see as a real man. This is our image of a real man, and for this you have to use drugs. Women, just touching this topic, are not much more clever than we are here. It would be strange if women are accepted from cultural development, from a change of culture. So here we have the yoga journal. Yeah, this is, if you think this is a natural picture, but it's not. This is, the yoga journal was bought by John Abbott, a banker from Citicorp Bank. Very clever banker. He invested millions of dollars into this magazine. He did away with the bearded old man, with the bearded yogis, and he invented this look. He invented this slender woman with very thin clothes, very little clothing, in a twisted posture, with a smile towards the sky. This was his invention. This was an invention by a man. He made this popular. He got even more rich by inventing this, and all women chased this picture, this artificial picture made by a man, made by a fashion magazine. For women, it's normal to try to achieve this picture. And it's just, this is where our society is living in. This is what we accept as normal. We are pushing the limits in every way. So we're going to our youngsters. I want to show you our young generation. This is a picture from the 1940s. It's not better anymore. You see the young people, they don't know how to sit anymore. They sit slouched. They have, the neck is restricted, their breathing is restricted, their organs is restricted. This is how young people looked 60, 70 years before. This is how they look today. It's not getting any better. It's getting worse and worse. You have a picture. Dr. Schmidt went into schools, took pictures of children to see what is their posture and how they are breathing, and they don't know how to breathe anymore. Of course, the parents don't know how to breathe, so the young people don't know how to breathe. They have nobody to look up to, nobody to copy how to breathe. So maybe you think this is normal, but here you can see in this picture, when he ausgeatmet means to breathe out, eingeatmet means to breathe in, and you can see when he breathes in, you have too much work in the shoulder. The shoulders shouldn't lift, the shoulders lift here. The chest expands and the diaphragm goes up. The diaphragm goes in the wrong direction. It's paradox breathing, is a faulty breathing pattern. It's pathological. It's a medical mistake to breathe like this, but this is how children breathe. Here's one picture of a girl breathing correctly. Very hard to find these kind of people nowadays. So number one is breathe out. Number two is breathe in. So you can see when she breathes in, she uses her whole chest. The chest is like a box with 6 sides, 2 sides, back, front, downside, upside, and the whole chest expands without force. It's just very elegant. You can see how the girl breathes in very elegantly. I'll show you how this looks like in a medical illustration. When you breathe out, you can see the diaphragm goes up, the chest constricts so the air can come out. When you breathe in, the other picture, the diaphragm goes down, the chest expands in all directions. The collarbones lift with the chest, but the shoulders stay at the same height. The spine can move a little bit, so you really have an expansion of the whole body. You can see in front, the belly doesn't come out. It's a mistake to bring the belly outwards when you breathe in. This is what New Age people like to talk about. They say you have to breathe through the belly, which is completely wrong. The only thing you will achieve with this is back pain. The belly muscles will let go. You will lose the balance of your torso stiffness, and the lower back is exposed. So of course the New Age people, they don't read medical books, they just copy from somewhere, so they don't know how to do it. But here on this picture you see how a full breath would look like correctly. I have more pictures. Here is the last picture of a girl. It was 2 pictures in the whole medical book, and this is the book. There's like 30 pages of people breathing in and breathing out. And there's 2 girls who do it right. So you can see when she breathes out, the whole chest contracts. When she breathes in, the whole chest expands. And the neck is still relaxed. Here, this is wrong. Breathe out is wrong, breathe in is wrong. It's too much constriction. Another example, when the boy breathes out, everything is very constricted. When he breathes in, the diaphragm moves in the wrong direction. Same mistake here. They just copy from each other and they don't know how to do it anymore, and over time this will lead to all sorts of problems. So these are children's pictures. The pictures from the grown-ups look, of course, a lot worse. Another small boy who doesn't know how to breathe correctly. Here, a picture for a grown-up man, so you can see how this would look like in a grown-up man. Dr. Schmidt, he writes, he has a too much rounded back, too much lordosis in the neck, his diaphragm moves in the wrong direction, and he's using too much work to breathe in. Same for this guy, breathe in the wrong direction, too much work in the upper chest. This is a movement mistake. Nobody knows that anymore. We're not talking about this anymore. But it's still wrong, and most people display wrong. Just, I have this picture again from the young girl. This is how correct breathing would look like. It's very easy, very simple breathing. Looking at the figures for the young people, for the children in school. So we have this from a medical book, Luid, Manuelle Medizin, 2006. These are figures which are 30 years old. It's certainly not much better nowadays. I will give you more figures later. So when people come into preschool, 85% of children have a normal spine. 85%. So there's already 15% of the children is ruined before they come to school, or have problems before they come to school. So when they are in kindergarten, we only find 49, less than half of the children have a normal spine. And once they are in school, only 34% have a normal spine. You can see children, their posture, their health is deteriorate very fast. It's very fast to ruin entire generation after generation after generation. And where does this lead to? Here from a study from Robert Koch Institute, 50% of the girls have back pain and 40% of the young boys. So this is the people who will later be the basis of our society, the working people, the scientists, the workers, the managers. These people are ruined before they even start the working process. For the grown-up people, it doesn't look much better. The women you can see here, almost 50% of all women have almost daily back pain. And the numbers are rising. Same is for the men, the numbers are rising. Back pain is number one. On every corner you have advertisement against back pain, but the numbers are just growing. Where our culture is in a bad state, where we cannot, we don't know what to do anymore. So where does this go money-wise? In Austria, we have 300,000 operations per year on the back or on the knee, on the hip. This is 8.5 million inhabitants. We are in Austria. We have a world record for people going to hospital. We have 274 days in hospital per 1,000 inhabitants. This is world record. How does this look money-wise? The Krankenkassen, the insurance companies have really good gains. We make the insurance companies make in 2013 186 million euro gains. The German newspaper, they write this sentence, wohin nur mit dem vielen Geld, which means where to put all the money. What to do with all the money. The insurance companies, they have so much money. It's billions. They make billions surplus. Just because all the people are sick. So this is new in our society. The more sick people, the more money. It's crazy. And this is where we are heading. This is the direction where we're heading. There's nothing to stop it. It's getting more and more crazy. It's getting more and more extreme. And I wonder where this will lead to. And here I have a list of people who saw these problems almost 80 years ago. They knew about what is coming in our Western societies, what is happening. We have dozens of highly intelligent, even genius people who dedicated their life work to solving this problem. For example, I studied Moshe Feldenkrais's work. It's a very interesting biography, but most interesting, of course, is the method he created, the Feldenkrais method. And he found a solution to this problem, is come back, go steer away for this trace for cardiovascular fitness and come back to feel movement, to see the connection between movement and psychology, to feel the connection between us and our environment, and how to move back to this elegance we had 2000 years ago or 4000 years ago in ancient Egypt, in ancient Greek, to find back how is a human supposed to stand, to breathe, to function without stretching, without focus too much on cardiovascular fitness, just to have a rounded picture of a human, and to reverse this direction we're going, and like to save our Western society from the crazy path we took. Maybe, I don't know where it started, maybe 200 years ago it started to go in this crazy direction, and we have the responsibility to stop it. And here we have a list of people just to study and return to this state. That's it.
Oh.
So what do you think?
You can stop it.
I need to stop it. Write me what you think. Please put your comments about this presentation. I have the presentation in 2 days. Or if it's already passed, maybe I have it again, and so I can refine it and make it better. Just write me your comments, what you think, where you want to go. Maybe I put more pictures about something or remove some. Just write me your reaction. Thank you.